Hi guys, back at Trainz 2019 with another Trainz Forge video. I am not endorsed by them, or anybody says anything. They do not pay me for any of this. I just find the lack of videos on their payware content to be disturbing. So I'm doing videos. Some review videos on their payware stuff. You guys seem to really like those, so I thought today I'd do the Skookum 2442 logging Malay, available from them for $7.50, I believe. It's a really unique locomotive. It's Baldwin's first logging Malay. It was first built for the Little River Railway in Tennessee. They trialed it, they didn't like it, and it was almost immediately turned around and sold to logging operations in Oregon, where the locomotive actually remains to this day. And in 2019 it was rebuilt, reassembled, and fired up for the first time in 60 plus years, and is now operational on a tourist railroad, Oregon Coast Scenic, something like that. Anywho, I know very little about the locomotive itself. I initially bought it because I am a big fan of logging operations, and I thought I would repaint this locomotive for the Eagle River, because honestly I think this locomotive would fit in really well on the Eagle River, but for some reason or another with Trainz Forge's stuff I have a lot of trouble repainting them. I don't know why. It's like there's an underlay on the lettering. When I try to get rid of the lettering in the Photoshop, it'll show that the lettering's gone and the lettering I want is put on it, and then when I put it in the game, the lettering is still there along with the lettering I added on top of it, and blah blah blah. Either way, I don't get to use this locomotive for what I intended it for until I can figure that out, but thought I'd do a video on it because it's honestly a really cool locomotive, really neat, really kind of overlooked. Typically when you think of a Malay, you think of the big locomotives you see over the road, like Union Pacific's 4014, our big articulateds, but you never really think of the small logging locomotives, where you don't really see them. They're not popular. They're not big and well known, quite like the stuff you see over the road. So yeah, I thought I'd do a video on it because I haven't seen any videos reviewing this locomotive, and I know Trainz Forge themselves really doesn't have very many review videos. They don't even have very many product demonstration videos, so why not me, some would say. So for $7.50, it's a huge pack. It's actually the very first pack I bought from Trainz Forge and made me buy some more because I love it. Excellently detailed model. Excellent. So they have a huge freeware library for those that don't know about them. But their payware is honestly on a different level. It is awesome. Awesome looking locomotives. Awesome modeling. And I do believe, yeah, it's got a custom cab. For those of you that like the custom cabs for Trainz, I don't know why I don't like Trainz's cab view operations, as most of you probably already know if you've watched some of my other videos. I don't like Trainz for cab views, but it does have a custom cab view for those that don't know. And it has a ton of variants, and I've got some of the variants back there. We'll go back there in a minute and look, but for now let's look at the locomotive in and of itself and listen to it, see how it runs, see how it operates, see why we like it. So we're sitting on the Wanamaker Railroad, Scenic Railroad in Pennsylvania, I think. I don't know. It's actually a prototypical scenic little short scenic railroad. Wanamaker, Kempton, and Southern, something like that. Prototypical route from Approach Medium. Awesome route. Highly recommend it. I'll do a review video on it at some point, but it's our demonstration route because it's small and our locomotive's small. So let me turn my HUD back on so I can see. So first off, headlight. I love Trainz Forge's headlights. They're not over. They're bright enough that you can tell the lights turned on, but they're just not obnoxiously bright. I love it. I know a lot of like the steam locomotives and such that already came with Trainz. They have these obnoxiously bright headlights, like the QJ pack, that just I don't like them. Trainz Forge has some awesome headlights. Love their headlights. Let's go to view the details and see what all we can do. Train class, you can change extra, following section, scheduled, which adds the white flags and turns our marker lights on to different colors. Green, white. Smoke box door can be open or closed. I find that entertaining. But engineer's door, fireman's door, and roof hatch. So that's everything you can fiddle with in the settings on it. And this is the preserved model as it looks today, as it sits right now on the scenic railroad. This is as this locomotive looks in its restored form. Now, I love this color combo. I actually have an HO scale model that it's modeled after this locomotive. I didn't do the green boiler jacket myself on my locomotive, but I did do the green outline windows, the green outlines on the cylinders. I love this model. I love it in real life as a model. I would love to be able to see it, but Oregon is a little bit of a drive away. So, whistle. So the whistle sounds, it sounds great. It is recorded off of the actual locomotive. It does actually sound like that. I said it again many times. I don't like whistles that play a tune in simulators, because you can't do your typical 2 long, short, and long. You can't do the 2 forward, 3 backward. You can't. It doesn't. So you can do the short bursts, but if you try to do the longs, and I don't like that little wavering tone at the very beginning. It just doesn't sound right whenever you're trying to do a full sequence on your own. But other than that, the whistle sounds great. It is off the actual locomotive. It does actually sound like that. Bell sounds great. It is animated. It is a steam operated bell, so no rope going to the cab. It does reset. I kind of get a kick out of how it's swinging and then click. It doesn't just kind of fall back down. It just jerks back, but spicy little details. Doesn't really matter. Up close, locomotive looks great up close. We have our number board here, or our builder plates here. Our number plate here. Just look outstanding. Nicely blended. If you get up, like obviously if you get right up on the locomotive, you can see these are straight angles. They're not perfectly round, but you won't notice it, especially if you're in the following view. You know, this is as close as you can get in the chase view, so you really won't notice that. And again, like I said, it's got a custom cab. It looks pretty good. I don't drive in the cab, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, Great looking locomotive. Nice little bit of weathering, you know, not too much to go overboard, especially for a more modern restored locomotive. Looks great, sounds great. Let's listen to it. Now it doesn't. Let's see. Do these? Yeah. So it doesn't have a Malaise chuff rate to it. An articulated locomotive. So you got two separate sets of cylinders, and when the cylinders go out of sync, you would hear your chuff rate go wonky. It wouldn't be 4 beats per revolution of the wheels. It would be an offbeat, you know, chuff 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 chuff. Whenever once they'll be in sync sometimes, but like right now, our wheels are out of sync, so our chuff rate should be out of sync. But and I know there are some locomotives that do have a decent chuff sound for an articulated locomotive on Trainz. I haven't bothered to change any of the Skookum locomotives for it because I don't hate the base chuff sound for these locomotives, but it's too in sync for a locomotive that's wheels come out of sync. So, yeah, is what it is. Still not bad. Still a great looking locomotive. Sounds great, looks great. I like the smoke effects, you know, it's not too overly done. Yeah, great looking locomotive. Great model. Highly, highly recommend it. I do kind of get a kick out of our the generator here. The generator's steam. Just kind of does this little doohick here, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what it looks like when it's running. That's a 0 to, and it's a operational to 0 stop. So, you know, it's nice that it doesn't just immediately stop. It comes to a rolling stop. It's pretty cool. So yeah, let's go back here and look at the different variations. Now, oh, let's see. So most of these variants have a clean and weathered variant. I didn't bother to put each down because I didn't see a point. So I just put one of each of the variations down. So we'll have the Deep River, Carlisle, Columbia River Belt. And yeah. Each one has specific details to the locomotive when it was operating with that railroad. So like I showed you back there, that was the restored locomotive as it sits today. And you'll have the Deep River rogging model like this. It's got the spark arrestor on it. Or say the Columbia River Belt here. It's got a completely different color scheme on it that I adore. I love this color scheme on this locomotive. It's got a different headlight. It's got a crown stack. Now the sounds across all locomotives are identical, but the details on them are different. So different pumps on each locomotive, different headlights, different smokestack, different fire capabilities. So I think back here, the original, the Little River model, it's got a coal load. The rest of them are oil fired. It's got, so the Little River here, it's got a a plow on the back, on the tender here, for reverse operations, which I wish to God I could find the model with the plow on the back. Mine does not have it. It makes me kind of sad, but it is what it is. I love the color scheme on the Little River. I love the gold pinstriping. I love the color combo. Great looking locomotive. So another deep river with a heavy weathering on it. Again, it's got different pumps, spark arresters. We come up here and the pumps are on the front of the locomotive. No spark arrestor. So just odd little details like that that changed over the years for the locomotive. That's really the only thing. It's all the same locomotive to my knowledge. No dynamic numbering or anything, but if I can ever figure out how to reskin them, I'll just take the number off and use it for Eagle River. But like I said, great looking locomotive, awesome looking locomotive, highly recommend it, especially if you like logging or maybe some short, small mining operations and whatnot. It's a huge pack. It gives you plenty of different variations to fiddle with if you like to reskin and whatnot. Use it for your own stuff if you can figure it out. Plenty of different variations, plenty of different models to choose from. Overall, great looking locomotive. Like I said, my only real complaint is just a whistle. That bothers me. I don't. Yeah, I don't. But, not a long video today. Just a short one with the Eagle River, or not the Eagle, with the Skookum 2442. Matter of fact, I'll have to do a video. I'm pretty sure one of these is available for Railworks, if I can ever get Railworks to work with it. Flying crap, but Trainz version is drastically better. Such a good looking locomotive. Highly recommended. Check it out. Go over to Trainz Forge. Check it out. Pick it up if you want it. I recommend it. I think you'll like it. It's great for anything and everything. It's awesome locomotive. But just a short one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See ya.